Welcome to the Ag Natural Resources Budget Committee. We're going to kind of go over the commerce budget today, and probably in the morning, first thing out is try to pass it out. And let's see, you might watch your calendars. We've got on the 20th, we've got KCC coming here to talk about it in the domain. So there's stuff coming up. Apparently, he didn't ask for enough money for commerce because it's not enough to even come to class for. So, well, while we're sitting here, committee, if you see anything here in the commerce budget that you'd like to discuss, or before we finish it up tomorrow, this would be the time to do it because I'm not sure whether I think Jacobs is coming back. Randy's gone. Cyrus gone. So I don't know. We're not working it. We're just talking. So. Charnay on page 9. So anyway, kind of look through your budget here. You can go over any items for items. I suppose you could even add more money if you wanted to. Then on this one, Charnay, same way on this one, 7 through 20.
So, Mr. Chair, if I could ask, so when you're looking at that, so numbers 7 through number 20 on pages 8 and 9, those are items that I've got a note here that say they were already pre-approved. So they've already gone through some approval process within the legislative process and
Not much we can do.
to do with those. So those are already kind of in there.
Twenty. Charnay.
For fiscal year 2025, on page, I went too far down. 12 through 14. Item 1 is for an item for discussion that's on the Kansas Creative Arts Industries Commission. Item 2 is not in the governor's recommendation. Items 3 through 10 are all deletions because they were one-time funds or funds that are not in fiscal year 2025 currently. Items 12 through 18 are the new recommendations from the governor for discussion.
Mr. Chair, could she tell me the pages again that you is that page 12?
Yes, 12 through 14.
I have a question. I don't know if anybody remembers. I think I remember, and I don't think I was in support of it. It was the film tax credit support position. That would be number 2. I remember that discussion that we had. I thought was that we felt there wasn't enough justification behind what their plan was laid out to do outreach with. And so the amount they're asking for is $100,000. Is that correct?
That is not included in the governor's recommendation.
So it's not in anything we'll be approving today then.
No, unless someone else brings it up for discussion.
It was something I wanted to pull. Thank you.
Yeah, they already have it in. The arts is in the 500.
I've got a question on number 17 on page 14. So the question I have is, all these, whatever, there are chip companies coming to Kansas. Is this number 17 trying to match up college kids to microchip companies, or what's your intent on that?
Yeah, Chairman, thank you for that question. Yeah, so that would be a great example of a potential business that could offer a micro internship experience for a student that's in either a community college or our higher ed programs. So yes, they could do a micro internship with a semi-chip company here in Kansas.
Maybe they could work that right on into, if it worked out for them, work right into a position at the company.
Yes, that would be the hope and the intent, if it's both a good fit for the company and that student or that young person.
On number 15, could you go through that again for that health project, that SWOPE health project?
Sure. So Commerce is requesting $4.5 million enhancement to support this specific health facility. It will be part of a larger project that's located in downtown Wyandotte, that's in collaboration with the Kansas City, Kansas Community College. And the overall vision for the entire project is really to create a one-stop shop that will offer individuals medical services, financial services, education, training, and employment opportunities. This particular enhancement request would be a grant, so it would be granted to this health facility. It does require a one-to-one private match, and it would then create more than 50 jobs, healthcare jobs, and they're anticipating serving more than 6,000 patients there at this new site in collaboration with Kansas Community College.
So if someone wants to take advantage of this when it's done, is there any requirements? Is it you have to be of a certain age or just walk in the door?
Yeah, not to my knowledge, you can just walk in the door. Like, so it'd be similar to like a Grace medical facility. Like some of those are, I think, more popular, and you might be able to or be more aware of those, I guess. The swoop, they have got 19 different sites in Missouri, and they have one here in Leavenworth.
You currently have one in Leavenworth. Okay. So one of the questions that I see, I'd like to just, if you know on this, would you have to show any citizenship or just walk in?
I don't know about the citizenship question. I can find out, but I don't know.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I kind of wasn't sure if the chair was asking you about care, medical care, or medical internships and training, or both. When he said, walk in, I thought, well, you could walk in and go to work, but he may have been thinking about healthcare. So I'm confused right there.
I was thinking patient as
Healthcare, yeah. If they were seeking those services, right? Yeah.
The number of students that you thought would use it, but I didn't catch that.
So they anticipate serving more than 6,000 patients. So patients probably from the Wyandotte area, as we think about just providing good access to care. That's the goal here, is that one-stop shop, so they can come and get education, they can get financial literacy, they can work on their resumes, and then hopefully they can get some of those preventive care things taken care of too at a easy access. 19 sites. Yeah, so this is a federally qualified healthcare center, so it's a not-for-profit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So Rachel, I think an important part of this component too is the educational component, where I know this area is definitely a medical desert, but we also are going to help with the employment effort in this area in helping to train some of the folks that live in the area to be future healthcare workers. So that's like an important part of this too, I think, is just kind of the workforce training aspect of it. Sorry, it took me a few minutes to get there.
Yeah. So with this one, we are asking for 500,000 enhancement for the Kansas Creative Arts Industry Commission. So that's the Art Industry Commission has been established in Commerce. Currently, they receive most of their funding from the National Endowment for Arts, which then it's a grant, and it does require a match. So currently, the funding that the commission is receiving is used for that match. And of course, with any grant, right, there's regulations and guidelines that you have to follow and use. So this enhancement would allow us just to do different projects and really amp up the work that we are doing. So on page 5 of the testimony, I talk about some of the different things that we could do with that enhancement specifically.
Yeah, I might add that the Kansas Creative Arts Industry Commission, they have, I know they're real active within my NOTO district within Topeka. And it is matching. Sometimes you have to come up with 5,000, sometimes you have to come up with more. But they have done great things. If you're an arts guy, I'm not an arts guy, but they have done some real nice things within the 57th district. So I am a supporter of this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And, you know, I think as we're thinking about these budgets too, we've got to keep in mind, you know, just how they infuse life in our small communities. I mean, some of those rural communities, you know, the arts are just a thing that brings people together. And you don't want to live in an area where there is no activity, no culture. And they have done, I'm just so impressed with what they've done with their dollars. You know, we went through a period of time where we weren't funding the arts at all. And in the last few years, we've been making more and more investments there. And I'm really impressed with what they've done in that they've tried to build more partnerships in working with, you know, people in parks and in revitalizing park spaces, bringing a lot of activities there. And I went to the Kansas Art Symposium out in Salina this year, and I'm just amazed at what Salina does. They have just made such a conscious effort investing in the arts, and they bring people from all over. And the murals that they have on those grain elevators are just beautiful. So anyway, I'm a big supporter, as you can tell, of making sure that we're making these critical investments so that I just think it benefits our community so much. One question, Rachel, and I know you sent me some information on on the videos. It's, what is that called? The higher pathways.
Yeah.
So my question is, how do we get that out to, because I thought those were great little videos to really show kids on, you know, what that career would be like. But I'm not sure, how do we just, do you know how those get out to our student population?
Yeah, so that's what the enhancement would help do. So it would be a grant again to hire pass to one help create more videos, right? Because these are Kansas specific videos. These are Kansas businesses that they've gone out and interviewed, and they have done a really nice job of finding some really unique, new, innovative jobs that are right here in Kansas. And then they would also work hard to make sure that information and those videos and all of their other assets are being distributed to school districts, to after school programs. So think of Boys and Girls Clubs, WISE, you know, all of the places where there are young people. And since they're videos, we all know that everyone has a phone. So hopefully that those kids are just checking them out almost on their own. So, yeah.
You know, I kind of glazed over that at first, but then after you sent me those videos, I took a second look. I'm like, oh no, I can see the value of this. So I don't know, Mr. Chairman, would that be okay for her to send that so that we could share it with the rest of the committee? Thank you.
Summer up. Mm-hmm. Sure, I can probably just provide some kind of high level highlights here. But yeah, I'm sure she would be happy to update you all. So I know that Bridget and her team are really excited to be able to help really expand the Sunflower Summer app. So that was something that was created right after COVID to help promote and get Kansans back out to visiting our very own attractions, and it's done a really good job. But her team is making some updates to the actual app, hopefully making it more user friendly, and then also expanding and making sure that we are including any and every kind of attraction and place that families could visit. So making sure that those are included. So even the ones that don't necessarily have a entry fee, right? Those that you can just, museums that are free to visit, we want to make sure that they're being included and promoted and have the opportunity to have our families come and visit them. So lots of really good work on that. Excited to roll that out this summer.